I saw a note that, going back to that family, we did touch on it a bit, but going back to being a family-run business, was it actually was there a husband and wife running it originally, and did that culture of if I've got that note right, does that change the culture to? I mean, it's no secret that heavy industry there has been sort of a good old boys feel to it, and I get the sense at Nickel Brothers that is not the case. Hopefully, you're not
No.
going to say no. That absolutely is the case.
No, you're right. It was so Henry Nickel, Mr. and Mrs. Nickel. They worked very closely together when the business started. So like she used to, make sandwiches for the crew when they had to move overnight, and I think she was very involved in helping with the safety and just kind of the morale and making sure everyone was really taken care of. And she helped with the operations. She was very involved for someone that wasn't technically a part of the business, from maybe in terms of the public, they looking in wouldn't have seen her as the face of the business, but she really was the person that took care of everything. She made sure that everything was going to happen the way we said it was going to happen, and that everyone had the resources they needed to do that. And I think that's really come through kind of, for all of the future generations. We have 5 departments that have female heads, and we have 4 departments of visible minorities, that where the leadership of those 4 departments are visible minorities. So it's very inclusive, and I find, like, I've worked in construction for a very long time, and I genuinely feel like Nickel Brothers is probably the most empowered that I've felt. The leadership team is very, very approachable. They want to know if something's wrong. They want to know how they could be doing things better. They want to know how their decisions are affecting everyone else. Everyone is equally important, and everyone's feedback is very, very valued. And I think that does come back to it being such a partnership when it started, that, we're all still partners, in that we all rely on each other and have to take care of each other.
It's funny, going back to when you said Mrs. Nickel was, it sounded like she was head of the HR department before there was an HR department. That's
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's interesting when I hear, companies that they have diversity in their companies, and I think any company who is looking for the best people is going to end up with diversity naturally, because best people are going to come from everywhere. And as soon as a company zeroes in on a certain type of person that they need, I mean, they're eliminating a lot of options. And so it's very consistent that the companies that grow just organically have that. And it becomes part of the culture. And I would assume with Nickel Bros, it is about looking for the right people and the best people, and you end up with a very diverse group.
I think this is going to kind of go back to something that you said at the very beginning, but you mentioned that the industrial sector seems to be one of the only one of the only sectors that has families that continue to own and operate the businesses for multiple generations. Mm-hmm. And I think that is kind of linked to finding the right people, in that
yes,
the industrial sector is really one where if you're not passionate about it and if you don't love it, you're not going to last in it for very long.